Itachi Uchiha is known to many Naruto fans far and wide as both one of the most popular genjutsu users in the series, as well as one of the most powerful Uchiha clan members to ever walk the streets of Konoha. Itachi's legend will forever be highlighted with the fact that when he was the exact same age as Boruto, Itachi was carrying out the Uchiha Massacre and would later go on to solo Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin. However, all of this almost didn't happen. There was a time when a very young Itachi Uchiha almost stepped away from being a ninja, as in Itachi almost retired as a ninja. So in today's History of Naruto video, we're going to take a look at the circumstances that almost caused Itachi Uchiha to be pulled from the ninja ranks of Konoha and how things spiraled so far out of control to the point where even this was being considered. Now, in order to understand how he got to this point, we have to look back to the early days of Itachi's ninja career. The information is given to us in the Naruto Shinden novel, which is titled Itachi's Story Daylight, which I'll leave linked down in the description box for anyone who wants to read the novel and do so in a way to help support the channel. Now, back during this time period, Itachi was quickly making a name for himself as being a prodigy. Everyone knew who Itachi was, that Itachi greatness was a real thing. He would go on missions and he would outshine his Jonin squad leader Yuki, and despite being years younger than his teammate Tenma, Itachi was constantly the one who came up big during the brightest moments on the missions, which led to Itachi arrogantly viewing his teammates and his sensei as being beneath him. The moment that the mission was over, Itachi would train by himself and he would leave his teammates and his sensei to do whatever, just as long as they didn't get in the way with his training. Fast forwarding a bit into the dynamic that was the tragic story of Team 2, Itachi's brilliance on missions would get the team so much recognition that they were finally being assigned to escort the feudal lord as he was coming into Konoha, which is where Obito Uchiha would finally make his presence known. Obito had planned to kill the feudal lord of the Land of Fire, but on his way to doing so, Obito killed Itachi's teammate Tenma right in front of Itachi's very eyes and nearly killed Itachi himself if Kakashi hadn't shown up to stop the event from happening. Well, it's in the aftermath of all of this that Itachi was so traumatized with the death of Tenma, as well as his own near-death experience, because that's the first time Itachi ever experienced death, that Itachi is allowed a very lengthy period of time off to mentally recover because his psyche was shattered. We have to remember that Itachi, even for as talented as he was, Itachi was still only 8 years old, and under normal circumstances he would have been playing with his classmates at the academy. It's during this scene that Itachi, who hasn't touched his food or water, is laying awake on his bed with the toddler version of Sasuke curled up right beside him. It's in this moment that Itachi's mind begins to wander, and most importantly, his mother Makoto Uchiha steps in and finally makes a major demand of Fugaku. She wants Fugaku to pull Itachi from the Genin registry and place him on the Uchiha police force and take the demand directly to the Hokage. And she wants this to happen so Fugaku can keep watch over their son, so as to prevent Itachi from going through something like this ever again, because as a mother, she can see how shattered Itachi is in this moment. Unlike what you saw in the anime, this is the scene right here. This is the true moment when Itachi awakened his Sharingan. It wasn't because he was sitting outside looking up at the stars, getting all touchy-feely, and all of a sudden he sees his younger brother, holds his brother, starts crying, and awakens the Sharingan. That's not what happened. Now, it's in this moment that after hearing his father Fugaku's very sharp and cold response, Itachi's own heart is filled with doubts about himself as a ninja. He's scolded himself mentally by agreeing with his father's harsh words, using what Fugaku was implying to make Itachi think in his own mind that if he would have been stronger, Tenma wouldn't have died. Hearing Fugaku state very coldly and matter-of-factly that Itachi was on a mission and that it's on missions that teammates die is something that ninja get used to, it pushed something deep within the psyche of Itachi, something that was there that was awakening in that moment. He was already guilt-ridden, but the very father that Itachi looked up to was now freely speaking because he assumed that Itachi couldn't hear him because Itachi was supposed to be asleep. Itachi viewed himself as a failure, admitted his own mistakes of knowing that if he would have taken time to learn about Tenma's clan, being a specialist in genjutsu, that he might have been able to protect Tenma. His arrogance had cost him his teammate, and now his other teammate Shinko was deciding that being a ninja was too much for her, and so she quit being a ninja all right together together, choosing instead to work at her family's tea shop, the same tea shop that Itachi and Kisame went to get Dango. Now, when Mikoto brought up the possibility of Fugaku taking Itachi into the police force, Itachi briefly felt some sense of hope, but before too much hope can swell inside of his heart, Fugaku slammed the door shut. Part of the reason why is that Fugaku saw that his son was a generational talent with the potential to be Hokage, a dream that Fugaku himself once had, and he knew that Itachi would always be the most talented person on his teams. Itachi would one day have to make a life or death decision when it came to his teammates, and some of them would make it back because of decisions that Itachi made. Fugaku refused to allow his son to take the easy way out of dishonoring himself by giving up on his dreams just because Itachi was someone who experienced a setback. While it's a little bit harsh, Fugaku's heart was in the right place. However, it would be because of all of this that Itachi's mind would be vulnerable enough that Danzo could swoop in during the months that allowing Itachi to get promoted to Chunin and then have him swiftly put into the Anbu Black Ops. However, that's going to be it for this History of Naruto edition today. I tried to switch things up a little bit today, so instead of just reading the passage to you guys, I just wanted to kind of go through it with a quick explanation, talking to you guys like how I usually do when I do a Q&A or something like that where I'm going unscripted. Let me know what you guys prefer, this version right here where I'm essentially just kind of talking off the dome, or if you guys prefer me to maybe mix in some of the passages and record myself reading the passages and mix that in, or did you just want a full scripted format? Let me know. I'm trying to take some of the feedback so I can kind of improve the quality here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.